Be disciplined, elevate your frequency, drop those who are on a lower frequency, and pursue the best. We are live. Well, we're not technically live if we haven't started, but
I mean, it's live.
it's live.
So we are live.
We are live.
All right. Well, live in action. We're back with another great episode. Welcome to the AM Club. I hope you're having a great morning. We are on this beautiful Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, beautiful sunny Wednesday.
Yes. When you're busy with a whole bunch of shit, you kind of forget the days. So that happens.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
But we're still punctual. That's
Right.
the difference.
Right. And, speaking of which, that kind of is just a perfect segue into what we're going to discuss for today's podcast. So you want to, let them know what's on the docket?
So today we are going to discuss discipline, the importance of discipline, and why you need to have discipline. Because if you don't have discipline, you need discipline. And I'll say it one more time, just so you know the word is discipline.
Shit. Oh, my fault. Discipline, yeah. What he said. Right. Got you. But, not only in business, because, I guess that's something that we like to cover often, but just in life in general, discipline helps make your life a lot easier to go through. And there is this book that my mom gave me, and basically, I don't know if you have this book or if you read this book. I think you did. Shit, you might have even gave me that book. But Make Your Bed.
I have it. I don't think I gave it to you though.
Okay, so basically,
I don't have it.
So for the people in the armed forces, the military services, and all of that, Marine specifically, I believe.
I think it was Navy SEALs.
Navy SEALs. I'm sorry. I apologize. Don't shoot me. I'm sorry.
Okay, who wrote this book?
But
Colonel.
yeah. Anyway, so somebody in the the military services, and we thank you for serving and whatnot. We appreciate that, of course, here on this podcast. The synopsis of the book.
Admiral William
McRaven. I don't know what. Okay, Admiral William McRaven. He wrote this book, and basically, again, the title is "Make Your Bed," and it goes in on just the simple things of getting up every morning and making your bed, and that is just the small piece of a much larger point, which is having this discipline in your life that you're consciously making the decision to do every day, and how that can help benefit you in other aspects of your life. So, what are some things, Jose, that you do, or that, we both do with the business that,
and in life.
Yeah, and in life that is rooted in discipline, and how has that helped us and helped you?
So real quick, before we go into that path, we need to first define discipline. Because there's many definitions of discipline, and life is like sailing. If you don't set your direction, you're going to be blown away by winds. You're going to be pulled by tides. I mean, it's true. If you don't have a direction, you're essentially, for lack of a better word, you're fucked. Entirely fucked. So I think the best definition I've heard, I don't know who originated it, but obviously Mike Tyson was talking about it on some podcast recently, and he said, discipline is doing what you don't want to do like you love it.
Hell yeah.
And that really comes about because when you love something, you show passion, you'll show up, you're not concerned, you're just going to do it.
Right.
But if you hate something, or not even if you hate it, but you don't feel like doing that action, or whatever it might be, that's going to reflect very clearly on how you actually perform.
Right.
So the idea is you perform a task like you love to do it, even if you hate it. That's discipline. So, okay, let's go into your question.
And to give a little bit of context about that, like holding your friends accountable for certain things, and making sure that they stay disciplined is another, kind of thing that I've experienced, especially in our friendship and brotherhood that we've had since fucking
12 years.
12 years now. Having somebody that is disciplined helps you stay disciplined as well. Like if you have a friend or family member that is disciplined, staying in close contact with them, and that mic is going to pick that up and that's going to sound bad. But who gives a fuck? We're prodding. But having somebody, that stays, yeah. Having somebody that stays disciplined and staying in touch with them helps you along the way as well.
Yes.
Because
Big time.
he has helped me a lot because, especially with cardio. This is probably going to be a long running joke.
Y'all already know.
It's probably going to be a long running.
About this.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a long running joke. No pun intended. Yeah, by the way, you see. But yeah. So I hate that shit. I positively, absolutely hate running. But in order to maintain the physique I have or get even better physique, I know that he's going to go running. He's going to be like, hey, Austin, you want to go? And most times I would be like, fuck no. But not only do I go because, the potential, things that might be out there, but I also go because it's just like, trying to do things that I don't want to do or may not be comfortable doing and getting used to that. And that's something that I've definitely noticed with the gym too, is like initially I don't want to go to the gym at all. But now you have to do these things so often and constant, no matter if you want to go or not. If it's a snowstorm and you have to go to class and you go to the lab and he walked in a fucking snowstorm to go to the lab because he's disciplined and he had to do it.
Story about that.
Yeah. So it's like, even when it was raining, even when it was a snowstorm here, I walked to the gym and still went because you have to stay disciplined, and eventually that you not feeling like you want to do it becomes a habit, because I think it takes 30 days to form a habit.
Well, it's approximately 60, but even then it's not
concrete.
It's not concrete.
Right.
Because really it's more repetition than time. So if your habit repeats more frequently, then you'll establish it as a habit more often, regardless of whether it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days.
Right.
But yes.
So, once you do that enough times, it becomes a habit to the point to where you feel weird not doing it. So you can touch more on that, but just that's certain things that I've noticed throughout life and personal experiences that I've, gained a lot of discipline from, is just, having that consistency in doing it, even though you don't feel like it. It helps with a lot of things, and then you can apply it to other things in your life as well.
Okay, so we're going to turn this into a rant then.
Got you.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Well,
you fucking bums.
Listen,
no.
fuck the question that Austin posed. Now we're just going to be shooting shit because I think that's kind of how things work.
Yeah.
Now I have a lot to say.
Gotcha.
So,
let's do it.
In reality, here's the thing. You can't get anywhere without discipline. Not even 20% of the time, I guarantee, do you feel like doing what you need to do. Because I know full and damn well, if I'm working out, let's say 4 weeks, right? And I work out 5 to 6 days a week. Let's drop it to 5 and 4, 20 days. I feel like working out maybe a cumulative 2 days out of 20. That's exactly 10%. But not even that sometimes. But I will still show the fuck up. How many times do we not want to do something? Not want to sit down and edit, not want to talk to clients, not want to do a whole bunch of shit, fix websites, you name it. But at the end of the day, you don't work, you don't eat. And you have to stack wins. Like Austin said, making your bed. Simple shit. Make your bed. Keep your desk organized. Make sure your closet's clean. Wash your fucking clothes. Wipe your ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say wash your ass.
Wipe your fucking ass.
Yeah. That's hey, look, we shouldn't even have to tell you to do that shit, but discipline.
Look,
clean yourself, you nasty fuck.
If Kevin Samuel had to tell y'all, we're here to repeat that.
Yeah. Clean your ass.
Clean your ass, bro.
Fuck.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But you need to, everything requires discipline. If you want to get anywhere in life, you need discipline. And you can live an undisciplined life because that's how the world's set up today. Like you can get by, you can work, you can be a layman and a lame man.
Yeah, I'm about to say a lame man too. Yeah,
You can work a 9 to 5, have Cheeto dust on your fucking belly button, be
that's
a couch
crazy.
potato. You can do a whole lot of fucking shit. Be nihilistic, be depressed, be obese, be stressed, all kinds of shit. And you could still live a life where you get to go home, play video games. Perhaps you get married, have a little kid or whatnot, or a fucking dog or a cat or a lizard or a goldfish. I don't give a shit. I don't really care. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. I've seen people with pigs as pets. Okay.
How fast?
And like,
That's so
oh man, that was great. We saw this chick and she had a fucking pig and her name was Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte's Web. And we just go up and we're like, excuse me, is that a pig? And she's like, yes. And what's her name? Charlotte. And she just talked to us like it was normal.
Yeah.
Like as if we're supposed to expect somebody to just have a pig as a fucking pet.
Austin, Texas, baby.
Hey man,
Yeah.
keeping shit weird since day one.
Yeah. Very much so.
But you can get by without discipline, but you will never achieve anything of excellence. You'll never build that empire. You'll never build that legacy. You will never be anything less than mediocre.
And now that you say that, you touched on something, talking about depression. I think that's something that both of us went through to a certain extent, and having that nihilistic kind of outlook on shit. And from people that went through it, I didn't take any medication, and I'm not knocking those for people who have to or do or, went to go see somebody. I definitely advise that you talk to people about this. And we had each other to talk to about this shit, and we kind of helped each other get out of shit as well.
I don't think you understand how much time we spent together.
Yeah.
Especially during those periods.
Pause.
Like,
but yeah, it definitely was like,
it was like at least 5 to 6 hours a week.
Yeah, like
just on that topic.
Yes, literally like just going out and just having a conversation, and he would just be talking to me, and I'd have to kind of like, tell him certain things and like kind of break down, why I don't think that the view that you have on life and stuff like that is productive in helping you out, and vice versa. And again, the main root, I feel like, to how I got out all of that was discipline. Because when you're less disciplined, to me, that leads to chaos in your world.
Oh yeah.
In your head, in your life, physically, mentally, spiritually. Undisciplined actions leads to chaos. However, when you discipline yourself and you have a routine, it's almost like that doesn't even have time to creep into your mind. Like when we were in high school, we were playing basketball, so we would have to go to class, go to practice, and that at the time was something that we enjoyed doing, basketball.
Yeah.
And then hang out with each other and, with other friends and go out to eat and stuff like that. We were kind of very disciplined. We would work out, beside not talking about just basketball practice, but like work out as well on the side. Like, and then after basketball practice, after the workout, we go play basketball again. Like it was very disciplined, very structured. And then I feel like once we got out of that, structured, disciplined, pathway, that's when that chaos started to creep in. Once you allow yourself to step out of the disciplined pathway, that's when the chaos creeps in. So in order to maintain your life spiritually, mentally, and physically, having that discipline is necessary. And if you feel like you're slipping or you're not, feeling too happy about a certain thing in your life, it probably comes back to that you're not disciplined in what area that may be, whether it's financials. You may not have a good, seal on your financials.
If you don't even have a plan.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Right. Again, and that starts back with discipline. Like, you have to have a plan. You have to have, an idea of what to do and how to go about things, and stick to it. Stay disciplined with that. And then if you do that, to me, everything else will fall into place. However, if you don't, that's when you start to see some of those other things slip in your life.
Oh, there's so many things that can be said, man.
stick on. Let's see the best one. What's something on your mind that you want to hit from that?
Okay, let's digress away from the rant of discipline because we could go on
We could.
for a very long time. I'm going to talk about actually a point that you mentioned, and you were like, we had each other. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes you require an external source to motivate your discipline.
Thanks.
And don't take motivation as like an important factor because I'm going to say motivation is like nil. It essentially has zero impact on a long-term scale of your success in any endeavor. Motivation will help get you started, but that's
about it, basically.
Yes, getting started is probably the most important part.
Right.
But if you can't continue a journey, then it doesn't matter. If I say I'm going to go to China today and I'm in Austin, Texas, I take one step and then I'm like, okay, that's it. Well, that was my motivation, that one step. I didn't even get on a fucking plane. I didn't get in a car. I didn't get on a boat. I didn't do any of that. Mm-hmm. But when you're with somebody else or you have an external factor, say you're absolutely broke, great motivator. Say somebody in your family is sick, great motivator. Say it is do or die, great motivator. But if you're not blessed with those circumstances and you're blessed with different circumstances, then you need to find other ways to motivate yourself. And an accountability buddy is always perfect.
An accountability buddy. That's good.
So an example was this past weekend, we were meeting with a very high-end client. We're talking la creme, creme la creme, top of the tier.
Yeah.
And I got cold feet. And here's the thing. For those of y'all who don't know, Austin's a little preoccupied with other endeavors, so I'm the one who generally has to meet or gets to meet with people face to face, which, if anybody knows, that's difficult. You want to shit yourself. You don't want to be there. But I don't care because I have zero remorse. And that's just that. But this time, I actually got cold feet and I started talking myself out of it. And I'm talking to Austin and Austin just looks at me and he's like, we're going. And so we went. We opened the dialogue. We walked in, opened the dialogue, and then we did business.
Shit, they had to let us in.
That
goes to show you, like, the le creme de la creme, whatever the fuck you said. That goes to show you the type of place that we were at.
So it required an external motivating force for me to overcome a barrier and apply discipline. Because it's not like it was easier. It was literally that Austin was like, hey, you're going to that fucking door and you're going to go talk to these wonderful people. And thus it happened. That's the difference between accountability or non-accountability. And imagine if I just went home after that and I realized, man, what a perfect opportunity that I completed an absolute blunder.
Oh.
And then, okay, you'll spiral into depression. You'll become nihilistic. You'll think I can't do anything. And then you start painting a story of yourself that has a negative light. So you no longer respect yourself. You don't think you're a person of worth. You don't think you are bold or disciplined or capable of anything because you've already shown that you're incapable of even taking the first step when something gets slightly difficult.
Damn. That's something you have to sit with.
Yeah.
So it's either that or you get out of your comfort zone and you do what the fuck, you're supposed to do, or you
get fucked and it is what it is though. But you did it. You went out.
At least you can say you did it. Then you can learn from that. So even if it doesn't go right, you still put yourself in a situation where you could possibly learn something from that, you trying, or, either that or it works. So again, we said it last podcast, shit. We don't feel like we can lose because it's really about how you interpret and view it. So even if you go and take that step or, talk to that person that you're scared about, or if you have to meet with a client that you haven't, met with that's at that status and stature yet, and you have to go do that. Once you do it, again, either you learn something or you get some shit out of it that you wanted to get out of it. For us, shit was both. We learned a lot We got connected with somebody else.
Oh, connections through connections is huge, guys. Your network is quite literally your network.
Your net worth.
You know, it's almost like all of these things that we heard growing up, or that you hear people talk about, whether it was Warren Buffett, Gary Vee, what's his name,
Bezos. Well, we didn't know
Korean,
Bezos. Yeah, but David Goggins. What's his name?
Financial people.
Oh, financial people.
Let's just
those
say
guys.
business people. You hear them say these things and you're like, you don't really understand it until you're there. Like you quite literally don't understand. So you're like, network is net worth. And like, fuck that.
It sounds nice.
I have product, I have value. And then it's like, no, you have product, you have value, but you don't have the scale. So how are you gonna preeminently judge things? So it's like, I mean, everything's a process, but in the process of all this, we've really learned that a lot of these things are really true. Like, your network is your net worth. Show me your 5 friends, I'll show you your future. Like, discipline equals freedom. Shout out to Jocko Willings. Like, that's true. It's an idiom. You don't think that discipline equals freedom, but when, like Austin said, you structure your day, your time, your mental, your emotional, your physical space, and you will actually clear up space to be creative, to grow, to do more things, because that's what that is. Because you're not mentally, that's what really gets you.
And
you're your own worst enemy.
You are. And the thing about that, when you have people around you, they save you from being your own worst enemy.
Oh.
When I'm feeling down, or whenever I have to do something I don't feel like doing, you know who I look at? I look at this guy who's doing 7 miles, running 7 miles, and then going to go color grade some stuff, and then going to go post content that we needed to get posted, talking to people and networking and outreach and whatnot. So it's like
in one day.
Exactly. So
not to toot my own
when you have toot it. Like, this is the time, where you really have to understand, like, the people around you. How could I not want to strive for more when I have people around me that are striving for more all the time and I'm seeing it? So if you have somebody or 5 friends around you who all they want to do is go out, drink, smoke, and just goof off and spend money and do all that type of shit and then repeat the next day, then it's like, okay, even if you are somebody who wants to strive for more, it's going to be a lot harder for you to do so because you're in that environment. That's why, for a lot of people in our communities, being black and then being Hispanic, a lot of people in our communities come from, economically poorer situations. So for us to get out of those situations, it's a lot harder to do so because you're surrounded by a whole bunch of toxic shit going on. But if you surround yourself with people who have higher aspirations, it almost boosts your mental to a higher state, because now you're not thinking about just drinking, smoking, partying, repeat. You're thinking about,
you're not even worried about that.
Yeah, you're not at all. Like, we don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. Like, you're thinking about investments. How are we going to get this next client? Who do we need to network with? Taxes, LLCs, just shit like that, to where you're focused up here as opposed to down here. And that goes to show you, like, just having the right group of people around you who are entrepreneurially, focused. Because not just you, shout out Jai and Hey Jai podcast, and also now it's that podcast, NIT podcast. So shout out, that podcast as well. Having friends like that who are just entrepreneurially focused and wanting to just do more than the status quo, that makes you want to do the same as well.
Yeah, out here grinding. Mm-hmm. People grind, they're going to grind too. It's just as simple as that.
Right. Like, once you see it, you can achieve it, and I know it's corny. No, listen. I know that's corny. It sounds corny, but look, that's something.
He's right. But that's something. I was not expecting that out of you, bro.
That's something that they tell you as a kid.
Feel a need.
That's something that they tell you as a kid.
But you don't understand it.
Until it's like you have a mentor. Because I've been blessed to have certain mentors that were telling me, shit, hey, Austin, it's time to start a business. They could have told me, hey, you want to go get drinks and just talk about fun shit? No, they said, hey, it's time to start a business. Make a business plan. Tell me about it. Now we're here. So, just having those people around you can do so much for you. So honestly, if you're out there and you don't have 5 friends that you can bounce these ideas, even shit, fuck it, even 1 or 2 friends that are at least on this type of pathway or have that type of higher trajectory that they want to reach, then I think you need to go find some people like that, network with them, get in close with them, and work with them to try to strive for more. Because if you're still in that circle where you're having people who don't want to do shit or who aren't thinking for more, at least right now, you're not going to be able to get as high as you could.
They're
if
going
you
to
had
pull
those
you
people.
down.
They are 100%. They're going to pull you down.
Whether they do it intentionally or unintentionally, they're going to pull you down.
They may not do it intentionally. That's very true. But either way, they can pull you down. So be aware of that and find some friends. Fucking.
And it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's not. If you got to drop people, or if you got to drop people, and drop them. If they don't understand why you're dropping them, then fuck them to begin with.
Oof.
Because they're not rational enough to understand that. And here's another thing. This is very interesting. I actually heard Hamza talking about this, about the culture in Dubai. And he was saying that when he's in Dubai, everything's very intentional. So it's like, okay, we don't hang out to have fun. Our whole life, we wouldn't hang out to have fun. Our hangouts were intentional. We were either exercising, philosophizing, debating, or discussing.
Okay, I wouldn't say that all the time because definitely there'd be times where we'd be like playing Smash Bros and stuff like that.
See, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros.
Let's say 90% of the time was like dedicated to something meaningful. Maybe 80.
Yeah, let's do
20,
80.
20 fun, 80, 20 play, 80 real. 80 business, we'll say business, even though it's not all technically business, but it's important things, we'll say.
Yeah.
And so like there's a culture, and I've never been to Dubai, but I understand that a lot of people will, like, you don't per se have friends. The people that you meet with, you're always looking for advantages and ways that you can help and excel that other person. So in other words, I wouldn't dare meet with Austin if there's no advantage to me and no advantage to him. I'm not going to be like, hey man, let's grab a cup of coffee. Let's have some fun. Let's eat some orange chicken. No. We're gonna be together because we need to grow. But anyways.
Why'd you choose orange chicken specifically?
Because orange chicken's good, so. Ramen, there we go.
Why are you choosing ramen specifically?
But y'all, because we love ramen.
Good answer.
Be disciplined. Elevate your frequency. Drop those who are on a lower frequency. And pursue the best.
Stay disciplined, my friends.
Stay disciplined, my friends. The AM Club podcast. Out.